Kick. There's the pull, there's the kick, and again a good turn from Morehouse. Morehouse the sprinter. And this is where the sprint stroke is useful. Cleveland working hard. Remember, the second fastest in the Commonwealth last year, but Morehouse not letting him get away. Morehouse still there. It's John Cleveland, though, who's intelligently has moved to the far side of the lane so that Morehouse doesn't get any towing effect from him, and Cleveland is going to win this heat. Just so, in a time of 2:15.44, and that's Adrian Morehouse's best time for a long time. Morehouse second. In third place, it's Mason of Canada. Fourth place, Lockhart of New Zealand. The winning time then, 2:15.44.
Heat win then for John Cleveland of Canada, but Adrian Morehouse looking confident in second. The Isle of Man there bringing up the rear. Heat 4 has in lane 4 for England Nick Gillingham, European champion, Commonwealth record holder, bronze medalist last time. He may well ultimately have a world record in his sights in this event. And also in lane 7 absent, just 6 going in this event.
Final heat of the men's 200 breaststroke. Richard Brown for Wales in 2. Nick Gillingham, European champion of England, lane number 4. Fastest time so far, new games record by John Cleveland of Canada, 2:15.44. Gillingham was the world record holder, set the world record in winning the European Championship in Bonn. We were actually having breakfast with him the morning after when the news came through that Mike Barrowman had betted his world record in Tokyo 24 hours later by just 1/100th of a second. Nick Gillingham, 30.91, bronze medal in the 100-meter event here, and a superb 200 breaststroker. He hasn't raced Barrowman yet, but that will be some race when he does. These lads sharing the world record between them. Gillingham, an outstanding prospect for all the future major games. Gillingham turning first, 65.8. If he was looking at world record pace, he'd be looking at about 64. He normally swims about 30 seconds for the first 50, and then 34, 34, 34. He's actually inside the new games record time set by Cleveland at 2:15.4.
Something tells me, Henry, that he's not messing about in these heats. He really went for it. 30.0 for the first length is very fast indeed. Very interesting to see Nick getting out here. He had such a disappointing 100 breaststroke. Even though he did pick up the bronze medal, I know he wanted to be really fighting for the gold and be going about a 102, and he went 103, a second off. So Nick Gillingham now, he's got about 35 meters left. Beautiful stroke. He swims very much like John Cleveland, who just won the last heat, setting the fastest qualifying time for the final. So it's going to be very interesting tonight to see these guys going at each other.
And the crowd's bringing Gillingham home. The fastest time so far, that new Commonwealth Games record, that's his coach Barry Prime. The fastest time so far, 2:15.44, and Gillingham looking immaculate. 2:15.44, the record goes, Gillingham wins. In second place, it's Philip Rogers for Australia. Third is Brett Stock for Australia. And fourth, Robert Fox for Canada. Richard Brown yet to finish. Brown finishes in 2:27.05 outside Carl Adkins' Welsh record of 2:24.85. But that's the world record holder for 24 hours. England's Nick Gillingham, who no doubt will have his eyes on that world record in the final of the men's 200 breaststroke.
Nick Gillingham in commanding form, Richard Brown 5th for Wales, and that completes the heats for the men's 200 metres breaststroke and gives us a lineup which looks like this. Nick Gillingham, the fastest qualifier, he'll go in lane 4 alongside Adrian Morehouse for England, and Neil Hudgden will go in lane 6. Swimming finals in general start at 3:30, and the men's 200 metres breaststroke should be at approximately 4:20 in the morning our time. We're going to switch back to that boxing now, the light flyweight quarterfinals. We've already seen Abudraman Ramadani get through in very impressive fashion against Paul Weir of Scotland, and he's going to face the winner of the contest that we're going to see now. It's between the Australian Chris Bryant and from India Dharmender Yadav, and we join it in round 2.
Bryant of Australia from the right against Yadav of India. These two 17-year-olds contesting this light flyweight quarter-final, and whoever wins this is assured of at least a bronze medal. This particular weight, light flyweight, which is the lightest of all weights, just over 7.5 stone. This was won in Edinburgh 4 years ago by the Canadian Scott Olsen, with Mark Epton of England the runner-up. These two are very similar styles, and it's a very close contest. Bryant doing most of the attacking, and Yadav of India always countering quite well. Happy to counter, hasn't taken initiative too often. Bryant cautioned about fixing his opponent's arm under his. Pretty well punch for punch. Right from Bryant. Bryant has just about got the upper hand here, just slightly. Shoulder, the Indian. Into the second round, and Bryant has assumed a slight superiority here. He did a lot of attacking in the second round, and if he's strong and can keep it up in the third, then this should go his way. But this man may have a few surprises left. Bryant, Yadav, 17-year-old high school student from Delhi, won a silver in the South Asian Federation Games in Pakistan last year, and a silver in the Asian Championships, which were held in Beijing in mainland China. Bryant won a whole clutch of junior championships. He was twice Australian junior champion, umpteen New South Wales junior titles. And Yadav. So not much in it as we come up to the final round. Chris Bryant from the right, from Australia, 17, against another 17-year-old Dharmender Singh Yadav of India in this quarterfinal of the light flyweights. Boxing for a place among the medals. And Singh, or rather Yadav, comes straight back with a good left and right to Bryant's head. It's not over yet. Yadav looks very strong in this final round, pushing and pulling Bryant about. Australian chant starting up. And a neat right-hand clip as Brian went past him. Yadav does not appear to be an attacking boxer. He likes to counter-punch, usually waiting for the other man to come to him. But this is not quite the same Bryant that we saw in the second round. Standing off. Can't think why. Yadav certainly has the edge in this round so far. This could be extremely close. Well inside the final minute. Two very closely matched men. Bryant of Australia, Yadav of India. Last half minute.
You go somewhere.
So no point for going. Right now, Hesam, who are you going to pick this time?
I'll pick Sophie.
Sophie? Sophie. Why do we have...
Get on your feet that pushes your toes forward.
Very good. Very good indeed. Missed that for poor Hesam. But a very good answer. G.
In the semi-final. Competition, there was a strong prospect of another English gold in the shape of James May. Vault competition, and the commentators are Mitch Fenner and Barry Davis.
So Australia's hopes rest with Tim Lees.
Full twisting Sugahara. Big hop backwards will cost him a couple of points, though. There's the round off onto the horse and the full twist in the somersault. Round off. Full twist in that Sukahara vault. 9.4 for Tim Lees.
Which is a lower mark than his compatriots achieved on the first vault. So he has the same problem. Whether to up the safety or to go for something more difficult.
He went for something on the safe side and lay out Sugahara. No twists. There's that cartwheel or round-off start. This time, the somersault without a twist. Slightly to the side, didn't get square, and you can see it there.